So my friends, welcome to a new crypto update video. Bitcoin is at 105,400 US dollars. Yesterday, we saw quite a dip after rumors spread that the US might get involved in the Iran war. At the moment, nothing has really happened yet, which is why Bitcoin is still in an overall sideways phase. Actually, absolutely nothing has happened. If we look at the starting point, we've really been in a complete sideways phase since May 8th, no real ups and downs, no new all-time high, and no breakthrough of our support line. Tonight, the Fed interest rate decision is coming up, which is, well, already known. No interest rate cuts are actually expected. Anything else would be a positive surprise. If the rates do get cut, we'll probably see the pump of our lives. But I'm not expecting that at the moment. In any case, let's take a look at what the traditional markets are doing, what crypto is doing, and what's happening in Forex. We'll definitely cover all of that in today's video, so you'll be ready to start your day. But before we get started, feel free to drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and of course, feel free to join the free Telegram Talk and Signal group. If you're interested in updates, news, and signals, definitely join in. You'll find the link for that for free down in the video description, and if you're still looking for an exchange where you can trade everything we talk about here, you can sign up with my partner exchange BingeX using the link below in the video description or in the comment section. Right now, you can grab up to 11,500 USDT in bonuses if you register or complete some of the other things listed below. Alright, let's get into it now. Bitcoin at 105,400 US dollars. Yesterday in the video, we talked about the possibility that we might see a turnaround somewhere around 106,000 or 106,100 US dollars, give or take. That didn't happen. We had our short area up here, crashed right through it, and now we're trying to stabilize a bit here again. Still, like I said, we're still in an overall sideways phase. Basically, nothing at all has changed compared to the last few days. I'm still short, but I'm still considering, though it sounds totally suspicious, opening a small long position, maybe even more so with the altcoins right now. What does this have to do with anything? We have double bottoms everywhere. You'll see that with the altcoins in a moment. You'll notice it's actually a bit more significant there right now than with Bitcoin. Yesterday, we had a blood red day with, I think, 13 or 14 hourly candles closing red, but it still wasn't a really dramatic sell-off. So, everything moved down without much volume at all. We only tested the monthly pivot down here at 103,200 US dollars. So again, nothing really dramatic happened here yesterday. Of course, we have to completely reassess the situation if the US actually gets involved in the war, whether it's bombs, missiles, or anything else. In my opinion, that could distort the whole picture a bit again. But at the moment, everything is still, I'd say, calm. The markets are expecting that something might happen, but nothing has actually happened yet. That's still the main difference right now. If we draw the FIP level from our top to our current low, a decision could be looming for us up here at around 106,700 US dollars in the next few hours. At least, that would be the small golden pocket from our downward move yesterday. We still have a vector up at around 108,400 US dollars, and overall, as I said, we're still in a sideways phase for now. The best thing for us, I'd say, would be if we drop down here again, at least maybe to 104,000 US dollars, and then make another attempt to move up. As long as we're still in this range, there's still a chance for an all-time high, because we had the same sideways phase a few months ago as well. I think that was the exhausting one last year in August, the one that dragged on forever. And then at some point, there was a new all-time high. At the moment, like I said, as long as this range holds, everything is still in the green. We can still look forward to an all-time high or to 116,000 or 114,000 US dollars, as long as this lower level doesn't break. If it does break at 101,000 or 100,000 US dollars, then things look bleak, and we're probably looking more in the direction of 93,000 to 85,000 US dollars, just like we've discussed several times over the past few days. So that's the scenario for today for now. We'll see about the rest and what might happen. Let's move on to the altcoins. What's the situation there? Altcoins have come under significantly more pressure again. We talked about Ethereum yesterday, that it didn't manage to break higher here. It would have been a perfect short entry for the downside. But it's the same story here as well. Absolutely nothing has changed with Ethereum. We're still in our sideways phase. There's still very, very little happening. If we do move up here, I'll consider whether to open another short position. But for now, it basically looks like we're just repeating the same pattern here again. We can just drag this over and say, okay, once again the short area is between $2,700 and $2,750. But like I said, it's absolutely a sideways phase here too. Nothing at all is happening. As long as nothing really new happens in the US or Iran, I think we'll just keep moving sideways for now. And, depending of course on what comes out in the news tonight, whether the Fed or Powell hints at anything again. Solana, same story. We reached our golden pocket at the top. The analysis was much better here, leading to a sell-off now. That will just happen. We're currently back at $148. The low was at $141. Yesterday, the low was around $145. But here too, it's the same story. There's very, very little happening. Here as well, you could slowly say, okay, a new accumulation range, but as I said, there's still the overall risk. I think we talked about this yesterday or the day before, that we're forming a head and shoulders chart pattern here, which doesn't necessarily have to break downward. It's a risk, I'd say, but at the moment it still seems very, very unlikely. So, as I said, right now we're kind of in a 50-50 zone. What's going to happen now? If the US gets involved, it'll probably drop significantly. If Powell says anything bullish tonight, then prices will absolutely skyrocket. Let's move over to the traditional markets. Let's start with the DAX. The DAX, is still holding at our support area. The wick still hasn't been completely filled yet. So here too, it would have actually been nice if we could at least fill this little wick down here. But at the moment, it doesn't look like that's going to happen. It all depends on how the US markets open this afternoon. I suspect, after yesterday, things will be a bit more positive at first, so the DAX could also move up a little more here. Nasdaq is also holding steady. There's really nothing to talk about. US Tech 100 is stable, Dow Jones is stable, and S&P 500, same story, also stable. You see, nothing at all is happening. We're totally stuck in a summer slump right now. It's way too quiet. The markets also apparently have absolutely no desire to move in any direction. The only thing that's moving is gold. Gold is still in our, accumulation zone, which could also be used to push the markets all the way up again, or rather, to push gold up. At least up to the all-time high of $3,500, or up here at $3,600. We're definitely still in an upward movement. That's not even up for debate here. The market is still trending upward. After our breakout from the symmetrical triangle, we definitely have a chance to pump up toward $3,600. And last but not least, the euro has weakened a bit against the US dollar. After we hit the 1.16 mark here just last week, things have now dropped significantly again. $1.15, or better said, €1.15 at the moment, but here too, it's still just a retest. That means, if there are no interest rate cuts this evening, I suspect we'll see another significant jump upwards here with our euro. Let's wait and see. In any case, I think things are going to get very, very interesting here. At the moment, I'm still positioned long here, unless something changes. And then I really mean the USA stepping in or actively intervening. That could make the dollar stronger again, because the oil price is currently shooting up significantly as well. But these are the kind of factors that Paul doesn't actually want at all. Oil prices are rising, there's uncertainty, and then there are still tariffs that exist in the EU. We don't know how China might react if the US really does intervene and things like that. All of these things fuel uncertainty. That's why I can easily imagine that this forecast will definitely come true and that there won't be a rate cut in July either, because the uncertainties are so high. And at this point, I also don't believe anymore that if the US intervenes, anything will be lowered in September. Let's see, maybe I'll go live this evening. But I'm not sure yet, because I think nothing significant will really happen anyway, and I'd rather just watch it privately than do anything else. Otherwise, that's it from my side. Later, there will probably be a short ETF video, just to show you where I'm currently investing or what my crisis stocks or ETFs are. If I manage, I'll definitely do that. And otherwise, I'd say leave a like, subscribe, join the Telegram group, and maybe we'll catch up later for a new update video. Until then, bye-bye, and as always, stay crypto.